One of the things that I really want us to speak about is how do we finish strong? How do you ensure that you finish this year strong? And the first point that I want to speak about is facing yourself. All right? Most of us do so many things to avoid facing ourselves. I remember catching myself the once I was all alone at home. I was about to get into the shower, but just before I stepped in, I was like, there's no music playing, and I put on my music, and you ask yourself, like, you can't even hear the music when you're in the shower, but you want the music. And I was like, but what am I doing, right? And the reality of it is, as long as there's noise, I don't need to deal with me. And most of us, we filled our lives with so much noise, right? Whether it's TVs always playing in the background, whether it's family always around you, always have friends and people around you, and people are like, you're such a socialite, social butterfly, but inside I'm just keeping all of these people because I know the moment it becomes quiet, I'm going to have to face myself. Some of us, we fill our areas in our lives with excuses because the excuses help you avoid facing yourself, right? Why haven't you done this? No, because of my background. If I had this, I didn't have that. No, I love procrastinating. I've got a procrastinating problem. I'm not taking any shots at anybody, right? It's just things that we all use to fill our area with noise so that we don't have to face ourselves. And if you're going to step your life to the next level, it's not about facing the world. We make our life about facing the world. We make our life about the toxic work environments, the friends, the family, the lack of things that we have. But the truth of the matter is, the biggest thing and person that you have to face is you. Because all the limiting beliefs that you have stemmed from conversations you've had with yourself. Right? Let me give you a simple example. Nothing hurts more than hearing somebody say something you've said to yourself before. Right? If somebody comes to you and says, Ria, you're stupid, and you've never said that to yourself, you're like, you're crazy. What do you mean, dude? Have you seen my marks? But if you've said it to yourself once before, the mere fact that you feel like somebody saw a conversation that you had in private, it feels like you're naked. Right? It feels like, how did they see this? How do you know that that's how I really feel? And oftentimes that validation of the negative thoughts is what causes us a lot to have the minimal or limiting beliefs about what we can accomplish. And that's why most of us don't want to face ourselves, because what am I going to find? And what if I don't like what I find? But above all that, what if what I find is true? What if what I find is true? What if it is true that I'm actually lazy? What if it is true that I'm actually, not intelligent? What if it is true? And most of us, because we're trying to avoid having that conversation or face those fears, we fill our lives with noise. Every weekend is booked. Come, you know where you're going, because I can't afford for it to be 9 o'clock on a Saturday and I'm home alone. And then there's Eskom with load shedding, and then it gets dark, and now it's just me and me. But I want to tell you one thing this morning. If you're going to go to the next level of life, you have to face yourself. And there are two things that I want to say with regards to this. Number one, facing yourself is about facing the internal chaos that you come with. We all come with chaos. Whether you want to admit it or not, we all come with chaos. I grew up in a space where my late father and my late grand used to affirm me a lot. And when they passed away, I had nobody to affirm me. I had a very estranged relationship with my mom. Me and my brother were not necessarily close. And one of the things the chaoses that I created in my life is that I decided I'm going to be a good person, right? Not because I'm naturally a good person, but because I want other people to affirm me, so I'm going to be good to them. Right? So I deliberately go out of my way to do good things to people, and then go back and ask them, so what kind of person do you think I am? Right? Just to hear those niceties of, oh, Tawi, you're such a supportive friend. You're this, you're this, you're this, you're that. Do you understand? And what I started to realize is that those are the chaoses that I came with. What are the chaoses that come with the way you were raised? You get into relationships and you find someone look at you and you're like, what is that? And you're like, what do you mean? That's just how we speak, where I come from. They're like, nope, that's not normal. What are the chaoses that pressure reveals about you? Sometimes we get into work situations and they put you under certain pressure. And I always say when we're under pressure, we often don't rise to the occasion, but we sink to the level of our training. Pressure often really produces to us what level of training you have, what chaos you have. Because when people are under pressure, that's where you get to see who they really are. And they'll say, no, it wasn't me, it was the pressure. No, we got to see who you really are. If there's one thing COVID released and showed us, is the chaos we each have. You had nowhere to hide. For a good 6 months you were locked in your house and you couldn't move and you had nowhere to hide. And if you're going to go into the next level of your life, if you're going to finish strong, you have to face the chaos that you come with. Because this is the thing, what you think is delaying you is not. A lot of us are in spaces and we think God has forgotten us, God is delaying certain things in our lives. But what I've come to realize is that He's giving you time and space to deal with the chaos. Because if you get to your platform while you still have that chaos, you're going to self-sabotage. Hi champions, thank you so much for watching our content. Remember to leave us a like if you liked the content. Make sure you drop us a comment, we'd love to hear from you. And make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next videos. And hey, make sure you share this with your friend. Let's impact the world together. So thank you so much champions. See you next week.